Losing fat whilst building a lean muscular physique is the goal that everyone is trying to achieve, or they have tried to chase at some point. And whilst a lot of people can definitely lose weight in the short term, it's maintaining those results in the long term where things really start to fall apart. I've transformed my physique multiple times, and last year I even got to my lowest level of body fat ever for my first ever bodybuilding competition. And the chances are that you have had some success too. Maybe you lost weight, but over time the weight slowly came back. Probably why you are here watching this video now. The research suggests that 6 out of 7 people with obesity will lose a significant amount of weight at some point in their lives. Yet we still somehow have a growing obesity epidemic. So clearly weight loss isn't the issue. So what is? It's a weight maintenance problem. The biggest reasons why people struggle to maintain fat loss from a coaching perspective is simple. They often follow a diet or a training plan that just isn't sustainable to them and their lifestyle in the first place. Or worse, they never give a second thought to what happens when the diet finally ends. Most people will plan for the next 12 weeks, but they will not give a second thought to the next 12 months of their life. And here's the key principle for this video. What you do to lose weight is what you will need to continue doing in order to maintain those results. For example, a keto diet can definitely work because it's putting you into a calorie deficit. But you need to ask yourself honestly and realistically, could you continue to avoid carbohydrates for the rest of your life following a keto diet? Because I know that I definitely couldn't. So the chances of me sustaining long-term results following a keto diet are next to none. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through how to lose body fat efficiently, how to build and maintain muscle when dieting, and most importantly, how to set things up so that you can keep your results in the long term. Now, to lose fat, we need to be in the right conditions in the first place, which means we need to be in a calorie deficit. Without that, fat loss will never happen. So first, we need to determine what are your maintenance level of calories. For example, in this video, we're going to go with 2,500 calories per day is your maintenance level of calories. And a good starting deficit is 300 to 500 calories, which will bring your daily maintenance calories down from 2,500 down to 2,200 to 2,000 per day. This is not only going to allow for steady fat loss, but it's going to allow you to preserve performance and muscle as well. When it comes to your protein target, 1.8 to 2.2 grams of protein per kilo of lean body weight is essential. And don't make the mistake when you are calculating your protein target for using overall body weight. What you want to be using is your lean body mass. And if you don't know what your lean body mass is, then what you can do is use your height in centimeters and times that by 1 gram of protein per centimeter. Once protein is set, figuring out the rest of your calories is really simple. The rest of your calories, they are going to come from carbohydrates and fats. And this is where people tend to overcomplicate things when they are figuring out their macros. Research consistently shows that once calories and protein are matched, the ratio between carbs and fats for the remaining amount of your calories has no impact on overall fat loss. So how many carbs and how many fats you have on a day-to-day basis is just at that point personal preference. Now, I prefer having a high carb diet mainly because I love carbs. And from a coaching perspective, I do always recommend my clients go with high carb diets simply for training performance and output. And that's why I typically split the remaining calories left over after protein between 70% carbohydrates and 30% fats. But again, preference is the king, not the ratios. Now, as you continue to make progress and get deeper into your fat loss journey, you are going to see stalls in progression, which is perfectly normal and a part of the process. But when that does happen, and this is where people will go drastically wrong and mess everything up, because they will do a lot more than what's actually required to keep results churning. If you do come to a sticking point in your fat loss phase, this is exactly how to get through it. Your daily calories are going to be lowered by either reducing the amount of carbs or fats that you are eating every day. Protein, for the most part, is going to remain the same, or you may actually look to bump it up. By not lowering your protein, but by lowering your carbs and fats, you are going to keep muscle loss at a minimum whilst continuing fat loss. If you don't want to drop your calories, then the other alternative that you have is by increasing output. So you are going to either increase the amount of cardio that you are doing after your workouts or how many steps you are doing on a daily basis. By dropping your calories and increasing your cardio at the same time, pick one or the other, then give it 2 whole weeks of consistency before you look to make another change again. Now, a successful diet is nutritionally sound and physiologically sustainable. Calories will determine fat loss, but the quality of the calories that you are eating every day still matters. You don't need to eat exclusively clean 100% of the time when you are in a fat loss phase. The goal is a balanced diet. So in your diet, you need to be prioritizing whole foods, lean proteins, fruits and vegetables as a staple to your daily diet. Then you can allow flexibility with the foods that you do enjoy in your daily calories. Because from my own personal experience and from a coaching experience as well, restricting foods only leads to bad things. Cravings, binges and poor long-term adherence to a diet. And that is exactly what you need to be avoiding. Now, I personally follow a if it fits your macros approach to dieting. Knowing that I can actually eat certain foods and that I have free will to do that actually makes me want them even less. When something becomes restricted, it instantly becomes more desirable, because when something is in low supply, it instantly becomes more valuable because there is less of it. I experienced this firsthand when I was in prep for my bodybuilding show last year. Being told that I couldn't eat certain foods were the only foods I was thinking about every single day. And that difficulty is the reason why I rebounded and gained 20 pounds post-show in 3 days. Now, when it comes to training for a lean physique, most people don't want to look skinny. What they actually want is a lean, muscular physique. Resistance training has zero impact on overall fat loss, but it will have a direct impact on how you physically look as you continue to pull the weight off in your fat loss phase. And yes, you can lose fat and build muscle at the same time. And it's a process known as body recomposition, which you will often see in people that are just getting into the gym themselves or returning to the gym after taking a considerable amount of time away from it. Now, the key to looking both lean and muscular, not just smaller, is resistance training. Now, cardio, that can help create a calorie deficit, but lifting, that will determine your overall body composition and how you actually look. Resistance training tells your body, keep this muscle. Without that stimulus, you risk losing both fat and lean mass. Now, if you're a beginner, a 3-day full body split is more than enough to get you started and to start seeing some progress in the gym. But if you are a little bit more experienced and a little bit more advanced, then a 4 to 5 day upper lower push pull or upper lower push pull legs variation works extremely well. What I'm running myself right now is a 5-day split. Monday is an upper day, Tuesday is lower A, Wednesday is a rest day, Thursday and Friday is pull and push, then Saturday is my second leg session of the week. Now, when you are training in the gym, you need to be training with intent. You need to be driving progressive overload, and you need to be taking your sets close to failure with high intensity. If you are not giving the muscle a reason to grow, if you are not stimulating it, then it will not grow. You have got to force growth into reality. Now, when it comes to cardio, cardio is a tool. It is not a requirement for fat loss. It helps to increase energy expenditure, but it shouldn't compromise your lifting performance. I always program my clients' cardio post-workout or on separate days so that it doesn't hinder performance in the gym in their workouts, because you do not want to do your cardio session before your weightlifting session, because it will tax you a little bit both physically and mentally, which will hinder performance in your workouts. Now, when it does come to the type of cardio you should be doing to achieve fat loss, what you want to be focusing on is low intensity, steady state cardio. It's easier to recover from and it's more sustainable in the long term. What you don't want to be doing for your cardio is high intensity. And when it does come to fat loss, steps are even more underrated. A daily target of 8 to 12,000 steps per day will significantly increase your total daily energy expenditure without impacting your recovery. Think of steps as your baseline calorie burn. Cardio is optional, but when it comes to steps, they are foundational for fat loss and success. Now, these are the exact same principles I've used on myself every time I've gotten lean, and on all of my coaching clients when I've been able to coach them to successful results as well. Fat loss just comes down to consistency over time, and maintenance just comes down to continuing the behaviors that got you the results in the first place. Now, my calories, my macros, my training plan is specific to me, my goals and my lifestyle. That doesn't then mean it's going to be suitable and best fit for you as an individual. Your body, your metabolism, your lifestyle, your starting point are all key aspects of what you need to put a plan together that is built for you. And if you want help figuring everything out when it does come to your training, your nutrition, and everything else that you need to help get you started to finally start seeing results, then you can get access to my 4 weeks of free coaching with my coaching program RBT. All you need to do to get started is just click the first link down in the description, input a few details, and you will get instant access. But I hope that you did enjoy this video. If you did and you got value out of it, make sure to hit the thumbs up button. And if you do want to learn how to actually blow up your arms, then I suggest that you watch this video right here.